Hello, hello, hello. I know it's almost lunchtime or lunchtime for a lot of you. And as much as I would love to go live in the evenings when algorithms say that's the best time, it's just not really conducive to my lifestyle. I don't know what's going on here. So I've been wanting to share this for a while, and I just, again, we all lead busy lives, right? So I haven't really been able to. I haven't had the space to do it. But I do today. I'm sitting here working on my Flourish and Flow course. We start tomorrow. I'm so excited. But I wanted to talk to you guys about if you are living your life and you find that things are repeating. Maybe you're having the same fights with your spouse. Maybe you're having the same frustrations at work. Maybe you just feel like every day is the same thing, frustrations, anxieties, worries, and it's been like that for years. This is an invitation, you guys. When we're repeating cycles, it's because we're not listening to ourselves, we're not honoring our truth, and we're not doing the work to go deeper into what is causing that pain. Because at the end of the day, whether it's anger, worry, anxiety, it's all pain, all right? It's derived from somewhere. It's a trigger from somewhere. If you feel like you're going through your day and you're flipping through your Facebook or you're talking to somebody at work or you're talking to a friend and they're triggering you and they piss you off or they upset you, they are triggering something that is a pain that needs to be looked at, that needs to be invited to surface, okay? So I share this because I see this a lot and because I've dealt with it myself, right? I've lived in this world where I just would be triggered or hurt. My feelings would be hurt all the time. But really, that's just a trigger. It's to my pain body, if you will. If you've never researched or heard about pain bodies, look into that. Oh, sorry about that. So how do you do that? First of all, it takes the awareness, right? It takes the awareness to be like, rather than pointing like, that person's a jerk, that person said something bad about me, that person likes Donald Trump or likes Obama, that person, that person, that person. If you're constantly pointing to that person, that is an invitation to see why that person, and it might be 10 people and it might be the same person, why that person is triggering you so much. Because all it is, you guys, people are mirrors. God, the universe, however you refer to this life, did not set this world up for us to fail. It is absolutely set up for us to succeed and to thrive. Sometimes it becomes, I just lost a lot of viewers. That is so funny. I was at so many viewers and then I mentioned the G word and people are like, no. That's okay. So regardless, though, we're not set up to fail. Okay, we're set up to be loved, to be supported. And with that, though, we are set up for things in our existence as guidance systems, okay? It may not be as blatant as like a treasure map for us to follow, but we were set up for people to be mirrors, for life to be mirrors, for experiences to learn and grow, and so for our soul to evolve and for us to evolve while we're here. But if we're not willing to look at the dark side of ourselves, the shadow side, as a spiritual community calls it, if we're not willing to look at that which triggers us and always thinks, and we're only always sitting in the space that we're in the right, we're not growing. And so when people post about like spiritual work is beautiful and it's amazing, yes, it is when you reach the other side of it because you've shed a layer of yourself, much like a snake sheds his skin. But if you're not willing to sit in the dirt of who you are on the other side of your light, the growth isn't going to happen and you're not going to reach as many people and you're not going to connect with as many people. So if you can open yourself to the fact that you have work to do, right? And the universe is always showing us our work to do, and we have shadow sides. There's a reason the sun casts a shadow. It's because we have a shadow, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that we can't love our darkness. We all have that snap judgments about people. We all have these parts of us that we don't like in others, but we do ourselves. Nobody's immune from that. I'm not. So this is such a period, you guys, where energy is moving so much that when you look at your shadow, start to look with love. Start to look with non-judgment, because when we deny our shadow, it just becomes to engulf us. It causes us anxiety, it causes us fear, it causes us anger, it causes us judgments of other people. But when we can truly be like, all right, man, that's a side of me that like, I don't love. And it's causing me to repeat these cycles. It's causing me to feel the same way day in and day out, or see that same person day in and day out that bothers me. Or you might be in a position where 10 years from now, or 10 years ago, I'll say, it still feels the same. Like you're still getting triggered by the same stuff, but the scenery has changed. You've moved, or it's a different job, or if it's a different people, but those triggers are still there. Then that is because you have never stopped to look at why is that triggering you. So if you can stop and own it, like, okay, that person is a reflection of me, and it's not gonna feel good. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it feels really great to be like, oh, that person bothers me so bad, but they are a mirror of me. How does that, doesn't that feel like empowering? Doesn't that feel like, okay, then I can look at this. And so when you begin to look at it, you can ask yourselves, and I always tell, I guess my clients, I always tell them to, yeah, Shelby, I'll post it. I always tell them to talk themselves through it. So I will talk, and I will talk to myself, and people probably think I'm crazy. Granted, I don't necessarily do this in public, but like, why is that triggering me? Why when I feel left out, does that trigger me? Okay, it triggers me because when I was a kid, the girls used to treat me like this. And then it triggered me even more because when I was a child, I was left out of my family so much. And then you begin to make the connections of why that person, I'm pointing the finger to whoever it is, did this to me. Well, they didn't. They're a mirror, okay? And so you have to begin to take responsibility for why they're a mirror for you, and then start tracing back, because you guys, if you don't start tracing back to why this is a trigger for you and causing you pain, you're going to continue to repeat the same cycles, and the same people are going to recycle through your life. All right? They're just going to come with a different face and a different body, but it's going to be the same freaking lesson over and over and over again until you stop and start to connect with your higher self as to why you're needing to learn the lesson. Why are you not learning the lesson? Trust me, I'm only sharing this because I've done it, and I am so, I don't want to say guilty, but I share this stuff because I get it. People trigger me. I get my feelings hurt. I get mad. I get all that stuff. I'm like, oh, that stings. Why does that sting me? Why are they talking bad about me? Well, maybe because there's some shit I have to work on. So when you take responsibility for that, then it's like, okay, I am now in control. I am now in control of my life, so that when I'm triggered, instead of saying, oh man, what a jerk. What a freaking jerk. How could they do that? I can then say, what is it in me? What is it in me that I need to look deeper in? And that is then you stop. Those cycles begin to shift, and you shift out of them, and you shift higher, and you elevate higher. And that is how you have to do that shadow work. You have to do the ugly stuff to get to where you want to go, and to quit living the same day in and out with the same people with different faces, different scenery. You might live in the mountains, you might live in the oceans. This is why they say, thank you, Courtney. This is why they say you can't run from your problems. This is why they say you can't pick up and move away from something, because it's going to follow you. It's not following you, it's in you. So it might be following you, but you're carrying it with you because you can't escape, because it's here. But it's here to be revealed. It's here to be surfaced, you guys. Things need to surface to heal. So if you don't allow that shit to come up, it's going to always weigh you down. So let things come up and surface. Start owning stuff. Start looking at your shadow self. I have done so much shadow work lately, and it's been a lot of ugly truths about like, this is not my favorite part of me, but damn it if I'm not going to figure out why. And you instantly shift out of victim mode. So then if you're looking at everybody else and they're triggering you, you're a victim of your own life. Well, damn it, I'm here to tell you, you're not a victim. No, I don't care what has happened to you. I care. I don't mean like that. I absolutely care what has happened to you, but there's nothing that has happened to you that you can't shift out of victim mode. And I say this with all the love in my heart, because I know there's many deep things that happen to all of us throughout our lives. But when you shift out of victim mode, you are in empowerment mode, and you are in self-healing mode. And just saying that, I know you guys can feel it. I know you can feel the lightness in that. So if you're having the same issues in your relationships, whether it's friendships, loved ones, whatever it is, start holding space for them. Because when you start holding space for other people that, okay, we have some healing to do, they naturally hold space for you. They naturally are like, it's amazing how that energy works, and they won't even know that you're doing that, and they'll respond the same way. All right, this was very intense. But it's because I'm just so, people need to do this, and we're not doing it. And so I want to close this off too by, if you've ever thought, and this is not just a plug for my own stuff, but if you've ever thought about taking a mastermind or a spiritual course or anything that triggers, pain bodies, or anything that has ever sparked your interest that might be outside of your comfort zone, I invite you to look at that. And it doesn't have to be with me. It could be with whoever that resonates with you. It's important that they resonate with you. But I invite you to do that, because yes, therapy is great, and I love therapy, and I'm an advocate for that stuff when we're living in the same stuff over and over and over. But a therapist, and from what I've experienced, well, I actually went to empowerment therapy, which is completely different. But a lot of times they're there just to be just a neutral party, right? Sometimes you need somebody to pull from you and hold you accountable and say, hey, look at this, same thing that's going on. All right, and that is where a life coach, a spiritual coach, somebody will come in and help you to do that. But you guys, do the work, do the healing, and it's dirty and it's icky. But if something is continually making you feel heavy, it's an invitation to your higher self to start letting it surface and letting it go. All right, our shadow selves deserve to be loved. You are beautiful. You would not be here if you were not a beautiful being of light that was meant to heal and shine and evolve. And when you heal future generations. You heal your kids. You heal the DNA. This is a whole other topic that I could get into, but when you heal, you no longer, that's why they say I didn't repeat the cycle of whether it was alcoholism or whatever, but this is on a deeper level. You're not repeating the soul cycle of being a victim, of whatever it is. You're healing that, and you get to heal it in your kids. So as I heal, as Lex heals, we then heal Nova, all right, on an energetic level, so then she will not carry on our shit. Right? She doesn't have to carry it on if we're always doing the work. You are never too old. I don't care how old you are. You're never too old to start. You're never too old to look at yourself. You've never arrived. You will never arrive. And that's okay. Because when you do, then it's time for you to go and ascend to the next level. So, love you. Happy Monday. It's going to be a beautiful week for all of you. And sincerely, thank you for tuning in. Message me with any questions. Yeah, thank you. Bye.